Is mayonnaise?
Ghostface.
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not.
Ghostface.
Horseradish is not
Ghostface.
either.
Hey, what's up YouTube? So today we're going to talk through all the potential Ghostface theories for who is under the mask in Scream 6. So let's begin. The first theory is that Tara Carpenter is the actual Ghostface, or one of the many Ghostfaces, depending which theory you follow. So why people think Tara? It's because it'll be a twist for the series that we haven't seen before, where a victim in a previous movie who survived goes on to become Ghostface. We haven't seen this with the other 9 Ghostface characters. There's also that part in the recently released trailer where she has a little bit of a smirk. Yeah, I'm not sure what to interpret from this. It could go either way for me, so it could prove that she's Ghostface. Likewise, it might signify that she's indicating for her to be let go, and that her smirk is more of a, I know this is what has to happen, I have to die, or I have to suffer a terrible injury or whatnot. But hey, we won't know until the movie actually releases. The other part of this theory for Tara is that she's seeking revenge against Sam, her sister, for, I guess, the degradation of her family. So not only did her father walk out on her, but also her family was kind of destroyed with the reveal that Billy Loomis was Sam's biological father. I mean, also being abandoned by Sam, as we've seen in other YouTube theory videos. We've seen that clip that harkens back to Scream, the original 1996 installment.
Total abandonment causes serious deviant behavior. It certainly fucked you up. It made you have sex with a psychopath.
And this does hold some weight, but I would want to see a bit more motivation as apart from revenge against Sam. I mean, it also doesn't necessarily explain how she's able to build that shrine in New York if she is sole Ghostface, or hey, if she's one of many Ghostfaces. I'd be interested to see who the others are. The second theory is that Kirby, the returning character from Scream 4, aka the absolute crush of my life, Haddon Panettiere, is somehow the Ghostface killer this time around as well. So whether she's sole Ghostface or if she's one of many others, she does have some links which would be able to explain how she's able to build that shrine as a police detective or police officer, whatever her actual title is. She would have access to, you know, evidence lockers, things like that. Not sure how she would transport it from California to New York unless she just pays a shit ton of luggage or postage fees or whatnot, but you know, that shrine hasn't also been expanded upon. So, you know, could it be a public display where people pay money to be invested in the whole true crime aspect of the Woodsboro murders, also the murders in Hollywood with Scream 3, the college murders from Scream 2, but hey, we won't know until we actually watch it. But I do think this would be quite of a different twist. I think most people are expecting Kirby to come back as just like your ragtag group of other previous Ghostface survivors, but I would want to know more about her motive. I can't necessarily think of one apart from maybe PTSD from surviving Scream 4, but I don't know, I just don't think it holds that much weight. And all I'm saying is we better see more of Kirby in Scream 6. If she only gets a 2-minute cameo, I'm gonna scream. Literally, haha, pun intended. Another wacky theory is that Emma Roberts will be back as Jill in Scream 6. And now I could see this happen through cameo flashbacks, or even if they show Kirby's side of the story for what happened after she survived being stabbed by Charlie in Scream 4. But one theory pinpoints that Jill is back as another Ghostface killer. Now, we haven't really seen if Jill has been confirmed to be dead in Scream 5. It was never directly said outright. But I just don't see how they would be able to keep Emma Roberts' involvement a secret. I mean, there's numerous paparazzi that follow Emma Roberts every day. I mean, yes, they kind of were able to keep Billy Loomis a secret, but I just don't see that same level applying for Jill's character. I think for it to happen, it would have to require maybe Kirby teaming up with Jill to be co-Ghostfaces, or maybe this is part of Kirby's story arc in Scream 6. She's returning to fight the person that wanted her for dead, but I just don't know if it would necessarily be familiar enough for new fans of the franchise who may have only watched Scream 2022. I mean, yeah, that same principle would apply to Kirby's character, but I don't know, I just don't necessarily see it happening. As much as I love Jill, I think she's the best Ghostface killer in all the installments. Controversial opinion, I know. And yes, the original plot for Scream 5, back when it was under the Wes Craven New Modern trilogy, was that the plot would follow Jill attending college, Jill discovering another Ghostface killer while also simultaneously trying to avoid Sidney Prescott, who may or may not have regained her memories as a result of the amnesia following her original I guess, being left for dead in Scream 4. There was supposed to be no hospital scene at the end of Scream 4 that was tacked on during reshoots and to give more of a clearer ending should that movie not make enough money. Plot twist, it didn't. Third theory is that Randy's niece and nephew, aka Mindy and Chad, who survived Scream 5, they are somehow responsible for being the Ghostface killers for Scream 6. I mean, it was established quite heavily in Scream 2022 that they are huge super fans of the Stab franchise. I can see them being quite enthralled with the shrine itself, but at the same time, I can also see them being quite disgusted that, hey, you know, their uncle's death is just now part of this true crime display. But who knows, maybe they are part of it, maybe they snapped after surviving Scream 5, that's why they try to take on Ghostface as more of a defense mechanism. But likewise, I haven't seen anyone else talk about this other theory. This is just another small one. I don't necessarily think it's true, but it could be Randy's sister. You know, she was shown to be living in Scream 5, she had a cameo in Scream 3, and hey, maybe she has snapped as well, or maybe she has another ulterior motive. Could be that maybe Randy's sister and her children are working together to be the next level of Ghostface killers or whatnot. I mean, anything's possible when you get to a 6th installment. The next theory is that Sam Carpenter herself, aka the main girl from Scream 2022, also Tara Carpenter's sister, is somehow the new Ghostface as well. There's a lot of clues in the trailer that maybe she has dissociative identity disorder where maybe she doesn't realize she's Ghostface and, you know, she taps into this other personality that she can't control or whatnot. I mean, we've seen that she has hallucinations in Scream 2022 as well, where she's being haunted by her biological dad, aka Billy Loomis. But I feel like that angle's already been played. Maybe something else has happened. She also has PTSD maybe, or she's encouraged or something, but I just don't necessarily see how this would work out, considering there's a lot of scenes where she's fighting Ghostface herself. So I'm not really sure what to add there. I don't think she is Ghostface or one of the many Ghostfaces. I just think it's someone else. The next theory is that Samara Weaving is the Ghostface killer as well. Now, we don't really see too much of her in the trailer, apart from a very quick blink and you'll miss it, like 1-2 second grab where it's shown that she's talking on the phone in what looks like a New York City alleyway. I also think this could be the opening kill. I mean, Samara Weaving doesn't necessarily have a lot of time to commit to a full project like Scream, which was quite rushed in development. So, you know, if she survives, maybe we'll see her have a bigger role in Scream 7 if that happens. Likewise, I don't know, maybe the producers are pulling a stunt on us. Maybe she's not seen as much in the trailer to remove suspicion and say that she's just a minority character. And a few fans have pointed out she has quite a bigger amount of space on the poster compared to the other characters. But I think this is purely just for name recognition, just to draw people into the poster and look at and say, hey, that's that girl from Ready or Not, or the babysitter killer queen. So I think it's just that aspect. Likewise, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a second trailer, maybe a week or two before the actual release date where she's featured more heavily, or we might get a opening scene preview that shows she is the victim. But just like Tara survived in Scream 5, she might survive the opening kill of Scream 6 if it's indeed her. Likewise, we don't really know anything else about her character, so who knows? Some fans have also speculated with Samara Weaving's character that she could be the potential older sister of What's-Her-Face from Scream 5, Liv, and that, you know, given that they have similar looks, maybe Samara Weaving's character is just getting revenge for the death of Liv in Scream 5. But in saying that, I mean, Samara Weaving also looks like Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie looks like Emma Mackey. You know, there's so many similarities between those actresses that I just don't see how it could work. But hey, I welcome the idea of Samara Weaving as this badass Ghostface killer, so, you know, I'll be pleasantly surprised if it happens. I'm just glad Samara Weaving's back in a Radio Silence production. Really enjoyed her in Ready or Not. The next theory is that Samara Carpenter's alleged boyfriend in the movie, played by Josh Segarra, is also Ghostface. But this would just be another retread of Richie, who also pretended to be her boyfriend in Scream 5. So I can see the physicality. I mean, we know that this next Ghostface is this super strong, you know, very tall, buff dude or woman. I don't really care about gender. But for this to be like another retread of Sam and Richie from Scream 5, it'd just be like, again, really? I mean, that's what I really enjoyed about Scream 2, was that you're led to believe that her boyfriend in that movie could also be the Ghostface killer, but plot twist, he's just like happy-go-lucky dude that is just obsessed with Neve Campbell, but not in a bad way. And that the killers that time were Billy Loomis's mother and also just this random guy in her class that happened to be a serial killer. So while the physicality may match the Ghostface killer in Scream 6, I would personally be let down by Josh Segarra as yet another Ghostface killer. I just think it would be really cheap writing, and it's also quite lazy. We've done this before, do we really need to do it again? One other theory I'm going to throw out there is that Ghostface is no one in the trailer. So as we've seen with the Scream 2022 marketing, with all the posters saying, the killer is on this poster, it's someone connected to the previous killings and whatnot, maybe this new Ghostface isn't anyone connected to Sam or Tara or anyone connected to the new characters, just some completely deranged serial killer that's just adopting Ghostface as their own mask. I mean, this would call back to Halloween Ends, where Corey took on Michael Myers persona. Now, this is quite a wild theory, and I can't find any evidence to back this up, but some fans are speculating that Dewey, aka Gale's ex-husband, who died in Scream 5, has somehow survived, and he's now back as the Ghostface killer. I don't see how this would play out with Dewey's character arc. I mean, he's been featured in the other previous 5 installments, has never swayed from being the good guy / hero trying to save the day. I think this would be quite a wild twist, and I don't see how this would be effective. I mean, motive aside, it would be maybe he's trying to kill the other Ghostface characters, but I don't know. We haven't seen that dynamic before where two Ghostfaces are trying to kill each other throughout the whole movie. I mean, same for Charlie and Jill in Scream 4 at the end, but that was right at the very end of that movie, so I don't see how this could go on. Another character is Gale. We've seen in the trailer that she gets attacked by Ghostface. Some fans have also speculated this might be a potential, I guess you could say, like a red herring. That footage won't be featured in the final version of the movie. Reason being that Gale is the one that discovers the shrine and introduces the other characters to it. I personally don't see why Gale would choose to become a Ghostface killer. I mean, she has her morning news show. I mean, she's always shown to be anti-Ghostface, if you like. She just likes to make money off the books and everything. But for this particular entry with Scream 6, I don't see how she could be Ghostface. I mean, sure, she's strong and she's very, hard-minded and whatnot, but I just don't see it for me. Could she be part of a group of Ghostfaces? Sure, maybe. Again, another theory focuses on one of the new characters that are introduced in Scream 6. I'll be honest, I'm not going to go through each individual person. I think it could be the cop. I think it could be one of the roommates of Sam and Tara's. I mean, we don't really know anything about them, so it's easy to form an opinion about them and just allocate and say, yes, that one of them is definitely Ghostface or one of the many Ghostfaces. I really don't think it's going to be someone that we don't see throughout the entire movie and then bam, they're revealed at the end, but this brings me to my last two theories, and yes, they're just as stupid as you think they are. One of the more popular theories is that Stu Macher is back, and the reason why fans think so is because in an earlier draft of the Scream 3 script, Stu Macher was actually supposed to be the Ghostface killer. He was supposed to have trained a cult of Ghostface killers while in prison. He would be revealed to Sidney Prescott that he was behind everything, and that's still a popular fan version, I guess, if you like, or fan edit of Scream 3 who hate Roman for no reason. But I feel like if they were going to do that idea, they would have done it way back, 23 years ago. I just don't see how they can bring Stu Macher back, considering that, his head was smashed with the TV. He would have to have a lot of scarring, a lot of physical ailments and whatnot. I just think it would be a bit too late, especially considering there would have to be quite a lot of different backstories introduced into Scream 6 to say what the fuck happened to Stu Macher for him to be remained hidden for the past 25 years since Scream 2, whatever. I don't see it happening, but a lot of fans think this is real. I mean, if it is revealed Stu Macher is Ghostface or one of the Ghostfaces in Scream 6, I mean, hats off to the producers and writers, because I guess they fooled a lot of people, but then others who are so adamant that he is the Ghostface killer, they might feel disappointed that, they were able to guess it even before the trailers came out. And this brings me to my last theory, and that is that Sidney Prescott herself has become Ghostface. Now, this is such a wild theory. I don't think this is true at all. I don't think there's any publicity stunts behind Neve Campbell not coming back to the franchise. I think she's more than justified and fair in asking for more money, considering when you think about Scream, you think about Ghostface and Neve Campbell. You don't necessarily think about any other side characters. Personally, I think of Emma Roberts because I'm obsessed with her, so, that's it for me. But at the same time, I just don't see how Neve Campbell would be willing to go back, even after maybe negotiating pay disputes, considering she's been so open in the media about it. And even if it was a publicity stunt, it just would be a bit too harsh against the movie studio for this to be all concocted and some big plan and whatnot. I just think it would ruin some elements of studio companies as well. They might not like Neve Campbell anymore for that specific reason. I would also say there'd have to be some random motivation for her to become a Ghostface killer. I mean, is it that she has snapped and had enough of being chased throughout the 5 movies? Maybe she wants to do the chasing herself. It just seems so ludicrous to me. I don't see how it can ever happen. What I do think, though, about Neve Campbell is that she is going to be able to secure her pay rate that she wants with the production companies, distribution companies. Maybe she will appear in Scream 7. I hope so. It'd be a nice finale to, I guess, the modern trilogy for fans, but it's still yet to be seen what will happen for a potential Scream 7. Likewise, I'm interested to know what the initial screenplay for Scream 6 was when Neve Campbell was supposed to be in it. Was she also going to come to New York? Was it going to remain in Woodsboro? I have no fucking idea, but very interested to see. If you have any other theories, please let me know in the comments. I'm very interested in reading. And keep an eye out for Scream 6, which is in cinemas March 10, March 9 if you're in Australia. And yeah, looking forward to seeing all your theories. Thanks. Bye.
Hey, Squirrel fan, when one video ends, just upload another one. It's called binge viewing. Alright, I support you.